Hey guys, today I wanted to go over the Vanquest Javlin. It is a gear slinger bag, and it is going to put a good amount of competition on maxpedition. I know a lot of you guys like the Voodoo Tactical, you like, the Condor bags. They don't really compare apples to apples. When you really get down to it, the materials, the sewing, the hardware, things of that nature, they just don't compare. So it's nice to see other companies really trying to put the fire under a maxpedition type company to really strive to find better ways of doing gear. Now, there's going to be a lot of similarities because there's a kind of a formula to these gear slinger packs that everyone kind of abides by. But as we go over this, you'll kind of see where they differed, where they kind of have their own flair and their own style. Now, one of the things you're going to see on almost every tactical bag is this sort of top admin area to keep small, easy to get to items. There's some hook and loop on there. There's some shock cord field. It's a pass-through. There's hook and loop underneath here as well. But from what you're going to see from other packs is it's just a little bit nicer finishing touch. You're not going to get the just ends of the shock cord just hanging out anywhere. It is put through a toggle, pinch toggle. That toggle is sewn into here. As you can see, there's an actual grommet that feeds all of that shock cord through there. So when you give this a tug, it automatically cinches up. That toggle can't go anywhere, and the toggle's not lifting up. It's a very one-handed operation. You unleash the toggle to loosen it back up. Again, a nice finishing touch that Vanquest is putting on their bags. And if we move down to the other pocket, all right, now behind the shock cord here, you're going to have your sort of little admin pouch. Again, this pouch opens basically on three sides, really continuing the whole gear slinger thing, so you can get to this at varying angles. Inside you're going to find sort of just a nice sleeve. You're going to have some elastic webbing. It's not deep enough to really put a big multi-tool or anything like that in there, but it does help organize your gear. And of course, there's another sleeve on the door pocket as well. You'll see on the main front pouch, there is some MOLLE on here. There's also Velcro MOLLE, so you can still get identifiers and put your favorite patches and stuff on there, but it is still able to be MOLLE woven. The Velcro is backed by actual nylon. It is not just Velcro, which will give you a close-up here. What you'll see when people use the Velcro MOLLE is it'll be straight Velcro. Now, the nylon that backs the hook and loop field is just not strong enough. And so what you need to do is, like they've done here, the Vanquest bag, is back it with actual webbing material, so that as you're pulling and putting pouches on this thing, you're not pulling on the actual Velcro. And that's something you'll see throughout a lot of sort of lesser quality bags. All right, now on the zippers, they're using YKK, they're using USA paracord on there. You can see that the YKK has the little loops, so you can actually run a lock through there if you want. They've added these snaps on there, nice Vanquest sort of finish on the snap. And then of course you can actually put the loops through and secure it. That way the zippers can't be pulled up and down if you're in a very active mode on a motorcycle or mountain bike or something. You don't have to worry about the zippers pulling down or any sort of theft in a public area. All right, going into this outside pouch, it is a sort of flat pouch. Just covers this entire area here. You can kind of get a peek into their liner material. They use a very high-vis orange liner material. It's very well made. I really like that touch as far as you don't have sort of a dark cavernous anything, and that it continues through the entire bag, as you'll see. All right, behind the flat pocket is the main outside pocket here. Again, you'll see it kind of zippers almost on three sides. Not quite, but it gives you good access to the inside. Little organization that's been built in here. It is vertical for sort of the horizontal carry. You've got access for pens, multi-tools, flash sights. There's a key keeper in here. This pocket on the door is just one big sleeve, and then there's one vertical sleeve behind all that. All right, as we come into the side pocket, be on the left side as you're wearing it, you can see there's a little bit more MOLLE, and this is really truly your admin area. Again, same zippers, same zipper pulls, and it's sort of a D-style door that opens up. You've got pen stashes, another flashlight, another key keeper in here as well. I don't know what I've got in here. Some oral IV. There's this sleeve, and then there's one behind the field notebook here. And they do go all the way to the bottom, each sleeve. So nice organization, and definitely more typical of kind of your admin pouches for your everyday kind of get into flashlights, tools, maybe some notebooks, things like that. All right, as we look down to the top of the bag, you'll see the main grab handle is a neoprene covered, which is very nice. It's very comfortable. Underneath there is some more sort of Molly style webbing. It's bigger than Molly or Pals, but it's just some 1-inch webbing that's been sewn to attach to various things. There are these really nice buckle attachments in case you wanted to throw a strap on this bag and run it that way. Even though it's a gear slinger, coming to the right side of the bag at the bottom, you'll see there's another grab handle down here. This is basically what you consider the hip belt. However, just in a gear slinger, it's not really a hip belt, but it does help curve and hold it on your side for moving around. There's some larger webbing and some smaller 1-inch that's been sewn. All over this bag are sort of tailored in 1-inch webbing loops for attaching to various things, but the grab handle on this side helps you sort of swing that bag around. All right, on the right side of the bag at the top, you're going to see some webbing with a snap on it. And the design of this is to fit a lot of these pull loops through there so that you can secure them. And you can actually get most of all the zippers all kind of in the same area, and this big webbing can lock them all down just so you know that nothing's opening on this bag, the side of the bag or anything. And again, it's also accessed in the horizontal position so you can access the main compartment. Now, as I mentioned, there are many of these 1-inch webbing gear loops all over the bag. There's 3 down the left side, there are 2 at the bottom, and there are 3 more on the right side of the bag. So really, you can kind of string through some paracord and X pattern it similar to the shock cord and put a larger jacket or something and really cinch it to the outside of the pack. Remember, this is just a gear slinger bag, so if you really start pushing the weight limit, it's going to be uncomfortable. Focusing on the back of the bag, you'll see that the actual gear slinger strap is quite a bit wider. It's a little bit over 3 inches, so it helps disperse that weight just a little bit more than the standard 2-inch you see on some of the other bags. This strap is not neoprene covered, but it is very well sewn. Give you guys a preview there, the box stitch, X pattern. There is another little sort of D-ring attachment here for keys or anything else you want to clip on there. A little bit more webbing as you work your way down. Much more heavy-duty stitching. Now, when you get to the buckles, and I've appreciated the fact that all their cordura is all USA cordura. Their buckles are USA buckles. Their paracord is USA. The bag itself is made overseas in Indonesia, I believe. But the bag is impeccable. It is very well made. The one thing I will tell you about the buckle, not really thrilled. Those of you that were ever looking for a locking buckle for your maxpedition bags or something else, I like the one-handed open. If you're really good, you can get this, but this button here locks, so you can't open this buckle until this has been depressed. I find most of the time you need 2 hands to do it. It is very difficult, especially with gloves on, to try to poke that. It is possible to do, but not while you're wearing the bag to do very quickly. So I like to be able to pull my bag off with this with one hand while I'm off doing something else with the other hand, and this is just a little cumbersome. But for those of you that wanted a locking buckle or ever had issues with their buckle coming off, that's kind of what Vanquest sort of upped it with a locking buckle. That's not a big feature that I really care for. Their end of their strap is nicely done. Instead of just a pull tug, it's actually a 1-inch kind of loop that you can help cinch down everything. Their strap that comes across, I guess this is a support strap. They really did a nice job. One, it is removable. You'll see that these 2 snaps here can come off. You can easily remove this. But I like the fact that it moves up and down, where the maxpedition ones, you are locked into where that strap comes across. It is very much fixed in that position, and where this comes across, and you can see how it just nicely sewn it is. Very heavy duty webbing. I was very impressed with that part. The little keeper on here to keep this from flapping is Velcro, so this extra tail as you cinch everything down is not flapping around. It's a very nice feature, especially when you're mountain bike, motorcycle, things of that nature. Extra flaps flapping around absolutely drive you bonkers. If you are not somebody who wants the strap, as I mentioned, these come off right here. As I draw your attention down to this portion, it also has a buckle on this side. So it's easily removable, and again, extra feature if you're not going to be using that, this stretch cord just helps tuck that away nice, clean, neat, and out of the way, and not flopping around if you never use that feature. I actually really like that feature, and I like the way they have that set up on this bag over the maxpedition bag. Now, although it's a smaller bag, if you're ever going to run a hydration bladder like I was on a motorcycle ride the other day, as the bladder tube comes out, there's nice Velcro keepers on there. Very sturdy, very secure, and that just keeps your hydration tube from flopping around. There are 2 of those on the strap. Alright, now the back of the pack, where it's going to be on your back. There aren't any raised edges for padding or anything. It is very padded, but a lot of the bags nowadays are going to kind of a vented flow-through design to keep your back from sweating. This is that very soft, sort of athletic wicking material. They will pill up a little bit. I don't know if you can kind of see there. Just over time, this softer stuff does pill up. You can see there's a little wear on that part. Going to the back side, one of the main reasons a lot of people like these bags is ease of access to your concealed carry pocket. It's also known as a hydration pocket, and that's what I have in there right now, is a 3-liter. It's not the easiest thing to get in and out of there because the zipper is quite a bit shorter, but it is definitely possible. Again, you'll see hook and loop in there, more bright orange, so you can see what you've got. You can also see and feel that extra stiffener that they put in there, plastic stiffener, keep the bag a lot more rigid, which I thought was a very nice feature. Now I'm focused on the right side of the bag because, as you can see, the zipper is not a typical just straight zipper. What they've done, which I thought was going to be a little bit annoying when I first saw the pack, they've actually got just enough curves on these turns so the zipper doesn't hang up. It's very easy to open, but it kind of has an S curve inside the bag. What that does is, if you only zip it open through this curved section, it gives you access to inside of the bag. There is a nice little sleeve here that's Velcro covered. Again, when you're in horizontal carry, it's easily accessed. Of course, you can see all the bright orange reflective sort of inside, so you can just see all your gear really easy without having to grab an extra flashlight to see inside your bag. So inside the entire bag is a lot of extra padding. They also send you, there's these 3 padded dividers that work with the hook and loop inside the main bag. So if I were to store extra camera gear, bottles, lenses, things of that nature, you can lock that into a certain compartment and then only access that in the horizontal carry is really what it's designed for. So you can open this up. You've got multiple, there's actually 3 that comes with it. And you just put them in wherever you think you'll need them. But again, this really only works for the horizontal carry. It will help keep in a vertical carry everything from falling on top of each other, but the extra padded that's in this entire bag, and then the dividers are very well padded. It's really designed kind of for a camera bag or anything fragile. I wasn't really using it as such, but it is a very cool add-on feature. Again, as you pull this down, there's really not much restriction with that S curved zipper. So it's a very cool design. It doesn't really get in the way, and it allows you to access that pocket again without having to undo the entire zipper. Now as you go in there on the back of the pack, you'll see again more of that 210 denier high vis is everywhere. Nice accents with the gray. All the seams are sewn, taped. More hook and loop on the back here. Keeps this. This is a stretch shock cord webbing. Back here, nice padding in between these 2 sleeves as well. There's a hanging loop at the top in case you're hanging a bladder in here and using the back for your concealed carry. Flipping around to the front of the door, you can see there's that pocket we were talking about you can access. And then more hook and loop. This side is divided in the back sleeve. They don't use any zippers on the inside. It's all Velcro. It's completely sewn as a divider on both sides. So there's their logo, very similar to maxpedition, designed in the USA. A lot of the components and materials are USA, however the end manufacturing is done overseas. I will say maxpedition better look out because they've got some really cool designs coming up in the works, and it is another great option for a very sturdy bag. So there you go, the Javlin Vslinger. is what they're calling it, from Vanquest. It's tough built gear is their slogan. And I definitely think, although it's very similar to a lot of other tactical ones, all the little nuances and ideas in the side compartments, the S zipper, just the finishing touches on the shock cord. So this area is actually a useful item. I've always hated this area on a lot of other tactical bags, just because the way it always seemed like an afterthought to throw some shock cord on there. Vanquest took it one more step and made a nice buckle attachment, so you can actually use that area now. Again, the USA Cordura, the USA Paracord, it is the Duraflex buckles on everything. So they're going high grade, just I think to really put the heat on a maxpedition type company directly. So fortunately, this is only a test and evaluation product from them. I only get this for 2 months. We're at the 2-month mark now. So I've had no issues with this, no breakdowns, no anything else, but we won't be able to do a long-term test on the pack. I got some of their smaller pouches and things like that, which I'm going to keep and continue to use. I used one of their sort of roly-poly pouches. They have their own name for it. During fire season, and it worked great. They call them the isopod fold-up pouches. Basically the same thing. It's a dump pouch that a lot of you guys are familiar with. And so we're going to continue to use and evaluate those as far as just a testament to their durability, the craftsmanship with the zippers and, sewing and things like that. But this pack will be going back, unfortunately. So take a look at their website. Let me know if you have any other questions. This is Beast with the Vanquest Javlin pack. Thanks for watching, guys.